Hello everyone, and how are we doing today? I'm Trisha and you are welcome to my little health talk. How fit are you? Just how fit do you think you are right now? In this video, we are going to determine if we are physically fit or not. If you have always been of a normal body weight without having to try too hard, no exercises, no dieting whatsoever, you might actually consider yourself lucky. You can look great in a tight-fitted clothes or have a body mass index within the normal range. But if you do not take care of yourself, you could be just as unhealthy as a person with obesity. Now, some people might actually look healthy, but when you check them out medically, they have high levels of body fat and inflammation. This is why it is necessary and important to keep fit no matter your body size. If you are looking forward to starting a workout exercise, you might want to watch this video to the end. There has been cases of people slumping, getting injured during workouts, and we wouldn't want that to happen. Step 1. Measure your cardiovascular fitness. Cardiovascular fitness is all about how efficiently your heart and your lungs can transport oxygen. You can either do this by consulting your doctor, using the step method, or using the stairs method. Now, the step test. Note that whenever you feel exhausted, you feel too tired and you can't go on, you have to stop immediately and rest. Do not force it. This is done for 3 minutes at a rate of 24 steps per minute, roughly a step every 2 seconds. Rest for 1 minute, then take your pulse for 30 seconds, multiply whatever value you get by 2 and compare your results to the table in the next page. So how is this done? You set your timer for 3 minutes, then you bring your right foot up, your left foot beside it, then your right foot down, your left foot down. Follow the up with the down movement to complete 1 step. Repeat the step at the rate of 24 steps per minute for 3 minutes. You rest for 1 minute on a chair, then take your pulse. When you take your pulse, you compare it with the values on this table. We have the men column and the women column. If after 1 minute your pulse is within 50 to 76 beats per minute and you are within the age of 18 to 25, it means it's excellent. The next is the stairs test. If you can't find a step, here is a minimum standard. See if you can walk up 5 flights of stairs at your own pace without stopping, using the railing only for balance. Now, people who pass the 5-flight test can have maximum oxygen uptake levels of at least 20. Now, this level can get you through surgery and daily life. But healthy people should use exercise to build up their levels. Both the stairs test and the step test can be demanding if you have been diagnosed with a heart disease or you are at risk of any heart disease, of which you have to consult your doctor for a formal stress test instead of taking the step test. And also, if you're out of shape or you think this test may be too hard for you, you have to take 1 minute pre-test to see how you fare. Step 2, flexibility test. Try to touch your toe. This test actually checks your overall flexibility and also increases coordination. To perform this test, try touching your toes or stretching your arms across your body. If your muscles tighten or pull, then you need to start stretching. Or if you're already registered in a gym, then it's time to add stretching to your gym routine. And also you should start to see results in 1 or 2 months. If you do not know of any exercises that can help you with your stretching, you can check out the Google Play Store for some wonderful exercises to help with stretching. Hips and hamstrings. The hips actually link the upper and the lower body. You have to lie face up on an exercise table or a bench. Lower your legs, bend your right leg and pull your knee toward your chest. You can also lie flat on the floor and pull your right leg towards the ceiling without bending your knee. Do both tests on each side. If you can successfully pull your knee to about chest level without lifting your opposite leg or lower back off the surface, your hip flexibility is good. On the second test, if you can lift your leg to about 80 degrees, not 90. For a beginner, if you can lift your leg to about 80 degrees, you will also know that your hip flexibility is good. Less than this means that you have a tight hamstrings, which can tug on your lower back, affecting your posture and causing you pain. Step 3, the plank test. This is actually my best test because it's very effective. You can also check if you can hold plank for a minute. A minute might actually be too much for a beginner to handle, so we can go for 20 to 30 seconds. Plank is touted as one of the best full body exercise you can ever do. If you can hold plank for 30 seconds to 1 minute or longer, that means you are in a pretty good shape. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can go for 2 minutes or more, or try other plank variations. Step 4, run 2 miles. This test allows you to push yourself and challenge your endurance. You can make use of your GPS to ascertain 2 miles. Or you can time yourself to jog for 10 minutes. And then by the time you must have jogged for 10 minutes, then you must have covered 2 miles. This is why you have to time your running with your stopwatch. To develop your speed, you have to include what is called intervals. Intervals are short bursts of maximum effort, meaning during your 10-minute run, you can actually increase your pace for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then return back to your previous pace. This will help develop your speed. Interval training pushes your heart and lungs past what they are used to. This interval training is considered as an exercise for people who are very fit because it is difficult, but it can benefit everyone. Step 5, 120 minutes exercise. Now this part is actually hard for most of us because of our busy work schedule and our schooling. If you are fit enough to exercise for at least 120 minutes each week, you are considered fit. This means you'll be exercising for at least 2 hours per week if you do it 4 times in a week with 3 free days. You can also increase it to 5 times a week with 2 free days, meaning you'll be exercising for 150 minutes. Now, how can you start? You can start with just brisk walking or even jogging. There are also beautiful exercise apps on Google Play Store, which I also use, and a beginner can also make use of them. If you do not want to start with jogging, you can start with running. But If you want to go for running, you have to reduce your time to 75 minutes per week, because running is actually more difficult than jogging, which means you are going to run for 15 minutes each day, which is 5 times a week with 2 free days. You can as well challenge yourself more if you are really determined to be fit. When you can successfully do this, it means you are actually fit. Step 6. Pay attention to how you feel. You will know when you are fit simply by how you feel. You should feel guilt-free and stress-free. Physical activity should play a big role in your life, and you should be able to walk down or up a flight of stairs to your home and to your office without feeling tired. Step 7. Muscular strength. Consider your muscular strength. Think of the force your muscles need to exert during activities. Can you perform everyday tasks with ease and sustain increased period of exertion? Now, the best way to actually make your muscles more robust is by pushing them up against an opposing object, which is what we call push-ups, or by doing resistance training. Resistance training can come from gravity or by using weights, by carrying weights. To gain muscle strength, you have to lift weight or run up and down the stairs, and you can also combine this resistance training with walking, jogging, or dancing. Step 8. Stand or sit. This is a very funny step that actually tells a lot. You have to see if you tend to stand or sit more often. You know, it's very common that highly active people are just plain active. They stand more than they sit and are often even more fidgety as well. If you stand just as much as you sit each day, or even stand for a few minutes every hour, that means you are fitter than you think. So you have to pay attention to your tendencies. See how often you stand in order to judge your level of fitness. Step 9. Not enough sleep. Watch how you sleep. Believe it or not, sleep is a sign if you are in shape or not. Exercise can strengthen our circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is all about the 24-hour internal clock in our brain that actually regulates our cycles of alertness and sleepiness by responding to light changes in our environment. It can help those who struggle with insomnia. Now, if your quality of sleep is suffering, that means you are not regularly active. You have to try incorporating some moderate activity like brisk walking, dancing into your daily routine to help with your sleep. Step 10. Resting heart rate. Check your resting heart rate. Your heart rate at rest is a measure of your heart health and fitness. For most adults, a healthy resting heart rate is 60 to 100 beats per minute. For children, it's about 50 to 70 beats per minute. Now, how do you check your resting heart rate? You can check your pulse over your carotid artery. You place your index and middle fingers on your neck to the side of your windpipe, just as shown in the picture. You can also check the pulse at your wrist. Place 2 fingers between the bone and the tendon over your radial artery, located on the palm side of the wrist below the thumb. An easy way to actually do this is to trace your thumb down to your wrist. You trace your thumb down to your wrist. Now, when you feel the pulse, you have to look at your watch and and time the pulse for 10 seconds. Then you count the number of beats you got in 10 seconds. Multiply whatever number you got by 6 to get your heart rate per minute. Let's say you counted 15 beats in 10 seconds. That means you have to multiply 15, as long as it's regular, you have to multiply 15 by 6 for a total of 90 beats in a minute. Step 11, the last but not the least, which is BMI. BMI is short for body mass index and is a very common tool used to gauge levels of fitness. Okay, so BMI is mostly used by medical professionals when diagnosing whether a person is at healthy weight, overweight, or obese weight level. The formula is actually weight all over height. So you're going to need a weighing scale, and then a weighing scale to take your weight, and also a tape to take your height. Your height has to be in meters. So you are going to take your height with this tape, which is going to be in centimeters. So you convert it to meter, and then whatever value you get, you slot it into your formula. So I give an example down here. Okay, if you are physically fit, then your BMI should be between 19 to 24.9. If you are between 25 and 29, it means you are overweight. Sorry, if you are between 25 and 29.9, it means you are overweight. Then a BMI of 30 indicates obesity. So for example, I check my weight. I get 70 kilogram, my height 5 feet 8 inches. Converting it to meters, I got 1.727 meters. So slotting it into the formula, my BMI is 23.4. Remember, this is just an example, not actually my weight. So the BMI is 23.4, which means
thank you very much for watching fit. And stay tuned for my next video on reasons to stay fit. Bye.